refused to pay for our friend's now broken iPhone and sunglasses that our son broke. Our son is 6 months old, and he's got this new habit of grabbing whatever's in reach. Glasses, hair, earrings, phones, doesn't matter what it is. My husband Paul and I warn people before they hold him now. It's automatic, like buckling a seatbelt. Paul's friend Jean came round on a Saturday afternoon in July. She's 33, works in finance, drives a spotless black Range Rover. She showed up in white jeans and a cream blouse, with her sunglasses pushed up on top of her head. Gucci ones, gold G on the side. She'd told me once they cost her almost 800 pounds. The second she walked in, she wanted a hold. I said of course, but I warned her straight away, told her to take the sunglasses off first, because he'll grab for anything on your head. She laughed and said she'd be fine. I warned her again a minute later when she actually picked him up. She rolled her eyes, said I didn't need to hover, she wasn't going to drop him. Then she said I was hogging my own baby, which stung, but I let it go because I didn't want to start something in my own living room. She stood by the window holding him, bouncing him a bit, and he seemed happy enough. Then she pulled her phone out for a selfie with him. I said that was fine as long as she didn't post it, since we're not putting his face online yet. She said no problem, and held the phone up in front of them both. That's when he reached up and got a fistful of her sunglasses. He yanked hard, the way he does, and he was delighted with himself. He started waving his arms about like he'd won something, and the sunglasses flew off his hand and hit the hardwood floor. Jean screamed, this sharp, loud scream right by his ear, and he panicked. He started flailing his arms and legs the way babies do when they're startled, and one of his hands caught her phone and knocked it clean out of her other hand. It hit the floor screen down with a crack you could hear from the kitchen. I took him off her straight away. He was crying hard, his whole face red, and I was far more worried about calming him down than anything else. Jean crouched down, picking up her sunglasses. One arm snapped clean off, and her phone screen was a spider web of cracks. She was furious. She stood up and told me I needed to buy her a new iPhone 16 and replace the sunglasses, or just hand her the cash for both. She'd worked it out already, standing right there in my living room. 2,300 pounds. I told her we couldn't do that. Said that's basically my entire month's maternity pay, and even if it wasn't, I didn't think we should have to cover it, because I'd warned her twice, and she'd ignored me both times. She called me heartless, said I wasn't even trying to understand how upset she was, that she'd just lost an 800-pound pair of sunglasses and a brand new phone. I was still bouncing our son on my shoulder, trying to get him to settle, and I honestly didn't have it in me to argue much more. Paul just stood there with his arms crossed and said, I mean, we did warn you, Jean. That was it. No apology, no offer to chip in, just a shrug, and that one sentence. She grabbed her broken sunglasses and cracked phone off the coffee table, and left without saying goodbye to either of us. 20 minutes later, my phone started buzzing. She'd messaged the group chat we're all in with Paul's other friends, saying we let our baby destroy her things, and then refused to act like adults about it. A few people I barely know started asking questions, taking her side without hearing a word from us. I typed out the whole thing, the warnings, the eye rolls, the selfie, all of it, and sent it in the group chat. Jean left the chat 5 minutes later without replying to a single line of it. Paul texted her directly asking her to actually talk it through instead of airing it in a chat full of people who weren't even there. She left him on read. 3 days later, Paul got a text from a mutual friend saying Jean was telling people we let our baby run wild and blamed the guest for it. She'd also started a donation page, titled Help Me Replace What a Careless Mom Destroyed. She'd made 90 pounds off it before someone reported it, and it got taken down. Paul screenshotted the page and sent it to me without a word. Then he called Jean. I heard his side from the kitchen, calm at first, then flat and hard. He told her we warned her twice, that a 6-month-old can't be careless, that a public fundraiser about us was out of order, and that if she'd listened the first time about the sunglasses, none of this would have happened. She hung up on him mid-sentence. He looked at his phone, looked at me, and said, done. Then he blocked her number right there at the kitchen table, deleted her from the group chat, and went back to making our son's bottle like nothing had happened.